Jamaica, you ready? Raise your fist and shout out power. Raise your voice and say it louder. Rock your body if you love Jamaica. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Come red, make we cross over. Come red, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. When we cross over.
Good night, everybody.
Come red, make we cross over. Come red, make we cross over.
Wagwan.
My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power.
Wagwan. Good night, everybody. Good night, TikTok. Good night, YouTube. I don't see nobody come up on YouTube yet, but good night. Good night, TikTok. How you doing? How y'all doing? Wanna good? Everybody good? Yeah, man, we're gonna burn some fire. We gonna be burning some fire tonight. We have a heap of fire to burn. You know, I'm a little under the weather, but I decided that I'm gonna still come forward and show a brave face. We've had a few setbacks. Tonight we promised that we would have dealt with some health issues, but you know, today was Comrade Taz's funeral, and as a result, hi Wayne Roberts, how you do? As a result, a lot of the comrades, today was a heavy day for the comrades, you know? Today was a very heavy day for the comrades, so we just have to pivot, you know, man. You know, we just have to pivot because today was a really heavy day for some of the comrades, but nevertheless the show must continue, and we are going to have Comrade Dr. Andre Haughton, who is the opposition spokesperson on science, technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, which is a mouthful. It took me a while to kind of memorize. It took me a while to memorize everything, but I remember. All right, make I flip this camera now so you can see me. All right, welcome to the people on YouTube. I see YouTube coming through now. You know me and my tough head when it come on to them something here. May come here TikTok, may try to flip the camera every time it come to flipping the camera, me no remember what me supposed to do. See it here. Alright, there we go. I bet you say I don't forget again. I bet you say I don't forget. How wanna do? How is everybody? Alright, so let us go over to YouTube. YouTube Wagwan. How is everybody? Alright, well, as I say, it's been one of those days. It's been a heavy day. Yeah, man. Yeah, we have to give thanks. I got some horrible news today. Somebody who is literally like a sister to me was diagnosed with the big CA. You know, I have a lot of people a lot of family members who went against my advice and took a joke, and a lot of them are getting sick. So I spend 3/4 of the day at ball, because the thing about it is we can play tough, comrades. We can play tough and act like it's not going to bother us when the same people get sick. But at the end of the day, it's a good night here. It's a go bother we, because they are still our loved ones. We still love them very much, and this is what makes it so hard for me when somebody like Dr. Death just shows little remorse as to what is happening. I saw a video on CVM today, and you know, as I said to you yesterday, a lot of people are gonna be scared. Good night, Logan. A lot of people are putting a brave face forward. That is just the truth. Them scared, but they don't know how to say them scared. You understand? Some of them shrug it off. Oh, hi Anthony. Oh, we don't take it already. But a lot of people are worried today about the side effects. And every time somebody gets sick or somebody is unalive by this thing, we have to, I don't know. But it is what it is. We have to get the business up and running. Make me clear up me little. Alright. We have to come talk the things them now. Comrade Andre will join us in the box because he is very active on TikTok. So he will join us in the box. And don't worry YouTube, I got you. Because you know me have me. You know say me have me speaker. So we can when him in the box on TikTok, we can put on the speaker and YouTube will hear everything. Alright? Good night, nature's girl. How you do? Why am I getting this? Why are they telling me? TikTok can't tell me I'm sort of foolishness. Well, go on, cuz. Me see you. I see you, cuz. I see you. I see you. I see you, girl. Anyway. Now, the JLP is playing a very devious trick. The JLP, you know, the comrade leader had to release his letter. Let me tell you something. You see these people in the JLP, it's like them go to gaslighting school. Them go to a school when they out to gaslight others. It's Ali Bello. If you were on the program yesterday, you would have heard me talking about the fact that Dr. Death, aka Haughton, has come out and said that he has no regrets. He was on Emily Shields' program, hotline on Friday, and he was asked if he regret, and he said he had no regrets, no remorse. So the man doing business about, I mean, they have done nothing to track who's sick, who have side effects. They've done no follow-up. This is how I know that Jamaica is a real, I don't know, patty shop is an understatement. First of all, when you tracking any medication, any drugs, whatever, you're supposed to keep a log. The people them who work at AstraZeneca themselves are supposed to be held responsible, because for every, well, you know, I was in pharmaceuticals for 10 years. For 10 years. Walk on Twitch. For 10 years. And let me tell you something. Each drug house is responsible for keeping logs. They are the ones that are supposed to organize adverse reactions, all of them something there. And then drop the ball. And the government is supposed to hold them accountable. And this wicked and caring, damn drunk when named Haughton, Dr. Death. Him no business. Anyway, let me just, we buried a good comrade today. Rest up comrade Taz and him brother. But you know, comrades, we have something else with Esco talking about Dr. Death. Yeah, man, he's a wicked man. He's a disgusting person. But we have something else to talk about, comrades. We want to talk about how these gaslighting people, you know, say me there and I don't start sharing my video them yet. I don't start. Only give me 1 minute, because I know I don't share up anything. Comrades, beg you, take a minute out of your time to share the YouTube link as well as the TikTok link. Share it for me. You see me there talk and me not share. Somebody me say share it a while ago, you know. TikTok only do. That give money, wagwan, brown man, wagwan, and share up for me. That is my YouTube crew. Share up for me before we go into the argument. Because what we want to talk about today is, we want to talk about the fact that Mark Golden's comrade leader Mark Golden had to release his letter that he wrote to the Prime Minister. I don't know how many of you are following this constitutional reform thing. And I know say me and this thing. Anytime you know say anytime this thing come up, Lord have mercy. And can the head remember? The head just bad. Hey, when you get old is a hell of a thing, you know, because every time you do something, I forget how to do it the next time. Me Jesus. Alright, see it here now. I want to change the background. No, that is not it. To rot it. Hey, Lord. Me soon get it. Me soon figure it out. Ah, there we go. We have it. May I look for the letter them? Never upload the letter. Alright, make it stick. I will never upload the letter. But YouTube, you are seeing the letter. Comrade leader had to send out that letter today to prove to these people that he had addressed this issue a long time ago. And this has to do with the constitutional reform, comrades. The constitutional reform. And I want to play something for you. I want to play something for you. Me just make sure I say this thing connected. Just make sure I say this thing connected, because I want to play some videos for you that we had to release today, so you'll be able to hear the letter. Since you can't see the letter, oh, it connected there. All right, make that stay. I try bring up the video for you, I couldn't hear it. You saw it on, yes, it was Andre page. I think I posted it as well. But sometimes I don't know me and technology. Jesus. Technology can beat me bad, sir. Oh, the phone freeze. But it's alright. We'll get through it. Just take your time. We're just going to take your time. See it here.
This is the President of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, and I wish to share with you a letter which I sent to the Prime Minister last Tuesday, the 7th of May, 2024. Dear Prime Minister, in our brief meeting behind the Speaker's chair in Gordon House on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024, I indicated that the move away from the British monarch as our head of state should coincide with the move away from the British monarch's court in London to the Caribbean Court of Justice as Jamaica's final court of appeal, so as to achieve a seamless transition to full decolonization rather than a piecemeal, phased approach with no guarantee of its attainment. I pointed out that this is a very fundamental issue for us, and you indicated that you would consider the matter, have any necessary consultations, and let me know the government's position. Since then, the opposition's two representatives on the Constitutional Reform Committee, CRC, have indicated to me that the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs is anxious to have the CRC's report signed by the members
Anxious
of the
for what?
CRC and taken to Cabinet. As you will appreciate, they attend the CRC in a representative capacity and cannot sign off on the report without first obtaining authority to do so. Accordingly, one of our representatives on the CRC, Anthony Hilton MP, indicated his reservation on a few issues and further advised the Minister of the need to share the draft report with me, in response to which the Minister indicated that he could make a copy available to me on a strictly embargoed basis of what appears
What the
to
hell?
be a near final draft of the report. This very restrictive process has prevented the kind of fulsome internal consultations on important matters
This
that
is the letter
normal
tweet.
practice within our party. Nevertheless, I have reviewed the final report and have indicated to our two representatives that they are not to sign it unless and until the issue referred to in my first paragraph above is resolved in a manner that will allow us to proceed with a bipartisan position embracing full decolonization as a unitary exercise. I have not heard from you yet on this matter and look forward to that so that we know where we stand. I also wish to advise you that there are some other issues of concern to the opposition in the draft report, and I will be sharing those concerns with the Minister via our two representatives. Assuming that the main issue referred to in this letter can be overcome, we would want those comments on the report have been sent to the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs for her to share with the other members of the CRC. Thank you.
No, you see what these labor rights are trying to do? Watch it. You see what these labor rights are trying to do, comrades? Somebody said to me today that I should stop referring to you as comrades because it's not just comrades watch my show, but it's going to take some mental exercise to do that. So bear with me. So listeners, viewers and subscribers, do you see what these labor rights are trying to do? Wagwan party. They might try to conflate the issue. But you know, I don't always agree with Clyde Williams, you know. But I see Clyde Williams make a tweet today, comrades, that I need to read for you. Right? I saw him making a tweet today that I thought to myself, finally somebody understand how disingenuous these people are. And so I'm going to read what he said about I want to show the whole thing. Alright, here we go. So this is Clyde Williams, who is a noted attorney, right? Sometimes he is a sharp critic of the PNP, but let me just say this tweet that was sent to me today is very apt. For decades, the PNP has supported Jamaica moving to the CCJ, abolishing appeals to the king. In 2004, the PNP brought three ordinary bills to Parliament to accomplish this end. The process was ruled flawed by the JCPC. This is what this call me. Can't talk to you now. It's downright dishonest to make it seem that it's a golden position. So you hear what the man saying? The man said from 2014, the man have him receipts. In the Court of Appeal, Supreme Court Civil Appeal, before the Honorable Justice P. Fort. I wonder if it's Marlene or no, it's Ian, I think was her husband. The Honorable Justice Mr. Justice Harrison and the Honorable Justice Mr. Smith, right? And it was between Edward Siaga, the Jamaica Bar, the Jamaicans for Justice, Leone Marshall, and the administrative orders pursuant to Jamaica. So, you see, the man come with him receipts. The king is the head. Alright, let me just tell that person you're saying live. When I know me can't multitask. The king is the head of the three branches of our government. Oh no, listen now, listen good. The king is the head of the three branches of our government. The executive, the legislature, and the judicature. The position is simple. Let us fully decolonize rather than go 2/3 the way. This is why is this rocket science? This is what we can't understand. Why the hell is this rocket science? Why is it that these people want to gaslight us and oh, you don't want us? First and foremost, the JLP has never ever supported us becoming a Republican. Never. This is the first time in history. And you know why them support it now? Simply because Barbados did it and they saw how Jamaicans were like, yeah, we need to do it too. But it has always been a push of the PNP from as far back as Michael Manley, then PJ Patterson, then Portia Simpson Miller. All PNP, every single PNP leader has called for number one, moving away from the king and moving away from the Privy Council. So them just adapt it, take it up now, right? And then going on, like I said, they are the experts on it and this is something they have wanted. First and foremost, it wasn't even Michael Manley. It was from Norman Manley days, and it was blocked by Bustamante. That is how far we wanted it. Exactly twitched, like Xerox. Alright? Not only that, Siaga blocked it too. Bruce Golding blocked it. So now all of a sudden it look cool to them. And because me and Matley do it, so all of a sudden now, oh, them realize that Jamaicans want it now. So all of a sudden, oh, we want to do this. But you see, these people are like house slaves. What is the point of saying that the king is no longer the head of state? However, we still have to go to the Privy Council to have court cases ruled. When last the king come here? When last the king has been to Jamaica? The king is our head of state here. When last has he been here? Him come here in 20 years? And that I want to know. When last has he been here? Let us fully decolonize rather than go 2/3 the way. The JLP government is aware of this but choose to ignore because they are gaslighters. Because they are gaslighters. Now they are blaming Golding. Deceivers they are. This deception is being played out in the media by several independent persons who are to be taken as knowing the PNP's position, but are now screaming that Golding is holding up the process when he recently reminded the country of the PNP position, which is decades old. The PNP's position, comrades, has not changed. The PNP's position has not changed. And you see, they are confusing the issue. This is what narcissists do, you know. This is what gaslighters do, because they well and know the position. Them well and know, but they are trying to deceive the people of Jamaica. When you share up the live there. Share up the live, make we get the live up to 200, man. Let me see what go on YouTube. But don't come now. We have to broke last night recording. I see YouTube going on nicely. What go on YouTube? Yes, Golda, you find me. You find me. You find me. Yes, Golda, you found me. I am back on YouTube, my dear. Yes, you found me. All right. But the PNP's position has not changed. Minister Ford has led an opaque, listen to Clyde now, you know. Listen to what Clyde is saying. Minister Ford has led an opaque reform process, one in total disregard of the opposition's decades-old position. A constitution ought to be of the people, by the people, for the people. None of these hallowed principles are being captured by the Ford-led Constitutional Reform Committee, bound to fail. And Canute Thompson says, downright dishonest. But me have a question to ask, comrades. Why are them rushing this thing? Why are they rushing these things? Me want to know why them rushing this. Why are they rushing this? What is it that they expect to gain by rushing this thing? Huh? Boy, I don't know. These people like, I don't know. Comrades, the PNP's position has not changed. Election is near, but it's like they don't understand. They fail to understand that no matter what, we will not catch that. We not go cross that. We're not crossing that road. Them not going to make it. Election is due next year, constitutionally due next year, September 2025. I doubt if them will last so long. But one thing I can tell you, that even though election is there, so no matter how them try speed up the process, they're not going to catch it. They're not going to catch it. So me not understand the rush for, because what they are doing, no, comrades, this is the Constitution we are talking about. This is the Constitution. This is the law, the utmost law of the land. Right? This is the utmost law of the land. Why are they trying to rush it? Andre, ready? Let me send him the link. All right. Andre is ready, so let me send him the link. Good night, Patrick. Yeah, ma'am, I could talk to Andre because I have a whole heap of things we have to discuss tonight, you know, comrades. We have a whole heap of things for this. Alright, him says soon join. Alright, so we can move on to the next topic now. Alright, so we going back to this doctor debt now. We're going back to doctor debt. I'm showing how these people disingenuous and wicked enough, comrades. Remember, say I come on this live in March, you know, one of my first lives. I came on and I spoke to you about the maternal mortality rate. Remember, comrades, I had told them to say, more women are dying in childbirth now than ever before. Right? A matter of fact, I could put up that graphic. But you want to hear what the dirty drunkard them say cause it? COVID. Now let me draw up this graph phone so I can see it properly. I want to draw up the graph phone. So I want to draw up a graph. Alright. Now, comrades, the graph that you are seeing in your background, let me upload it to YouTube. I'm going to put it up on YouTube so that they can see it too. The graph that you are seeing is the graph of the women that have died in childbirth over the years, and it starts as far as 1981. That's when them have the first bar where you see right there in orange is 1981 to 1983. I just drawing it up so the people over YouTube can see it too, so them not feel left out. So there it is, YouTube. Alright, so now that now had a figure of 116. Alright, so this is per 100,000 live births. So what it is saying is that for every 100,000 women that had children, had births, gave birth in 1981 to 1983, 116 of them died. Alright, in 1986, between 1986 and 1987, 110 of them died. So you realize it is trending down. 1993 to 1995, 90 of them died. It's still trending down. 1998 to 2003, this is now a larger gap area. 92 died. So less baby mother dead over the period. It's a longer period. So instead of measuring for 2 and 3 years, them now measuring for 5 years. Right? And 92 died. Between 2004 and 2009, 93 died. Same low level. Listen to this now, comrades. Between 2010 and 2015, 102 died. Another 10 years. 2016 to 2018. Now this is a shorter period of time, comrades. Remember now, 102 died between 2010 and 2015. That's a 5-year period. Right? But now, between 2016 and 2018, it gone back to 97. So that is more women dead in a shorter period of time. Right? 2019 now to to 2021, and I'm pointing this out to you to show you the trend. 2019 to 2021, it shoot all the way up, comrades, to 158. And for 2022 alone, it has been 144. Comrades, I am plotting this with you because I want to show you how disingenuous these labor rights are. This Dr. Death is. Because what he is saying, comrades, is that this is because of COVID. But what you see, him don't realize that we have the stats in front of we, you know. And what this trend is showing, comrades, is that before COVID, the numbers were on their way up already. And it's not Twitch is not just the mothers who are dying. A lot of the babies are also dying. You understand? You see this man say him don't realize that we have this long time, you know, we just have wait for bust it. Right? Because let me tell you when this come out. The maternity, the fertility conference in February is when this data was released. I discussed this already on my live. We discussed this already on my live. Right? And at the time, it's the same. Remember when them come out and them say bleachers have a lower sperm count? You remember that study? And we did discuss it too in February. You remember that time? When we talk about the bleachers, them and how them have low sperm, it was the same time. Alright? It was that same weekend that they had this. It was one conference. Right? I'm going to drop the article. I'm going to find the article. Close this. Hey, one thing I can tell you, you know, I am becoming a pro at this thing. I am becoming a pro at this thing. Alright, make I find the article. Somebody just type Andrew Holness and Donna Go in the same category. Lord have mercy. Oh, them can. Oh, that's so wicked, comrades. Allow the man and him. Allow the man and him honorary doctor. What his name? Honorary doctorate of humane letters. So him say him have. I want to tell you, so you can know, so them people here are put to, you know. Them don't even know when you get an honorary doctorate, you don't refer to yourself as doctor. But anyway, that is not my business. I don't care. Let me talk about the maternal mortality rate, because that is what I want to talk about. I don't business with the people them and them passa if them want to. I do not care. I do not care. I don't business about the people them and them foolishness. Make I just find the maternity rate and make we talk about that, because that is what we're going to talk about. Imagine man get seat here. Imagine man get honorary doctorate. What him beg for? And it's a big deal. Beg for, you know. Jamaica's mortality, listen, this is Observer now. Jamaica's maternal mortality rate more than doubled in 2021 due to COVID. Remember now, they did not look at 2021 as a year alone, comrades. They did not. Right? What they looked at was 2019 to 2021. So they are trying to put the figures down in 2021 alone to make it look like, say, that is post-COVID. But the problem started from 2016, comrades. 2000 is from 2016 the problem start, comrades. But them things that we me tell you all the time, so them things that we're born big, you know. Jamaica experienced its highest rate of women dying from complications with pregnancy during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is what it says, right? In fact, the maternal mortality rate that year was over 200 per 100,000 live births, in a more than doubling of the country's rate, which is around 100 per live births each year. No, that's a lie. I just read the figures for you, right? So we know this is not true, because the figures that I am giving you was from a professor of fertilities research that was presented to at the UA Fertility Conference, which is something that happens every year or every 2 years, however often them have it, right? So we know they're lying, right? It is not normally this high. There are many years when, I mean, you have entire year, 5-year stretch where it's very low. So the information is contained in the Jamaica Population Health Status Report between 2000 and 2022, which was tabled in Parliament last week. So them using something different from what the doctor them use. All right, if you say so. According to the report, Jamaica has been unable to bring its maternal mortality rate. All right, him saying him ready. Him saying him ready. All right. We're going to bring him on now. Just give me a minute there. Just give me a minute. Let me bring him on, comrades. Somebody named, who is Weinstein? Don't show. All right. So, click on the link. Click the link and come on the live. All right, I just wait for him so I can see him. Once I see him, well, go on, mighty one. I can't get him and tell him what to do, because we have to go guide him through the process, you know. I'm there on TikTok, but I want him in the box. Yeah, you click on the link that I sent you. I sent you a link in your WhatsApp. So you're on it now? You send me a request? Okay, alright, let me see. Alright, cool. Yes. Alright. Okay, he's coming on now. Alright, Dr. Andre Haughton. Comrade Dr. Andre Haughton.
What's up? Can you see me?
We can see and hear you. We're not seeing your image, but we can hear you loud and clear. Good night, comrade. How you do? Oh, good man. Everything all right?
Oh, turn on the camera. Okay, okay. Excellent. What's up, guys?
Yeah, everybody's nice.
It's good to be here. I've been meaning to join the show for quite some time, you know. But as you know,
I am happy to finally have you on. I am so happy.
We're kind of busy, you know.
Yeah, man, me know. But that's alright. Me know said the work turn up down there. Pardon me?
Yeah, we've been improving. I mean,
thank you.
The political landscape has been shifting in our favor.
Yes,
so
I realize.
Everything seems to be on the up and up where our government is concerned. The people just want a genuine change.
Definitely.
And they want a positive change. And they know that the People's National Party has it in our capacity to do the right, you know, lift them up by their bootstraps instead of trying to have things trickled down to them.
Boy, to tell you how it going, no, it's not even a trickle down. It's like them stop a pipe. Them turn off a pipe totally. Because it's not trickle down.
Droplet.
Alright, sir. Yeah, man. So, I was not aware that there was an issue at Bureau of Standards until you brought my attention to it this morning, Dr. Haughton. So, tell the viewers and the listeners know what exactly is happening at Bureau of Standards.
Yes, in the last couple of days, there have been a couple of cyber attacks on the Bureau of Standards, and this has cost us, in terms of ransomware, over 231,000 US dollars. If you want to put that in Jamaican dollars, then it is about 36 million US dollars. So it's very 36 million Jamaican dollars. And over the last year, right? Over the last year, Jamaica has seen, and let me make sure I'm correct with the figure. Over the last year, Jamaica has seen over 43 million attempted cyber attacks.
43 million?
43 million. So it's not just like those that go through, but there are a lot of people trying to hack into our computers, trying to figure out what exactly we are going on with and trying to tap into what we're trying to get done. And it's very sad because we've been speaking about this for so long, and we want to be in a position where we are minimizing some of these attacks. And I don't think that enough effort is being put into it by the government in order to allow the country to minimize these attacks and to save our tax dollars. And we want to save our tax dollars because that's fundamental. You understand? So we have to think carefully about what we want to accomplish, and then we have to work hard to make sure that we get it done and we find ourselves in the right position to make sure that it works in our favor. So we have to change the approach.
So
we have to change the approach.
Dr. Haughton, aside from the Bureau of Standards, are you aware of the other government agencies or executive agencies that have been victims of cyber attacks?
Yeah, man. There have been cyber attack at Petrojam. There also have been cyber attack at the Financial Services Commission. And there have been a host of cyber attacks at other ministries, departments, and agencies. What I believe is that we have not been taking this technological advancement seriously. I mean, the government has been pushing for NIDS, and we support an integrated identification system.
Low battery, please charge.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because now, in this new world, it's not just about dollars and cents, right?
Yeah.
Information and so is the new currency. So we have to now begin to think about how do we protect these valuable assets, how do we protect these people? Because what happens is that we're losing critical resources. Look at the government, they could not meet their budget target for revenue receipts, but yet still we're losing over $36 million to cyber attack. And I think we need to take this seriously.
That's a lot of money, you know. It's a whole heap of money that.
For the entire country.
That's a lot of money.
And this is just one incident. There are many incidents where we have lost revenue as a country.
Low battery.
But why are we not
charge.
hearing about it?
I mean, I think it's not sexy enough for a lot of people. I think people now tend to major in the minor. They don't really want to hear about what is happening, especially things as it relates to computers, etc., etc. People tend to shy away from them. I think that because they don't realize that it's their tax dollars and it's not impacting them directly, they don't believe that they should participate in terms of understanding where we are going and what we need.
Why?
And the government, yeah, they are not prioritizing cybersecurity. I think that they think it's just something that people speak about, but it's nothing that's relevant.
You know, the thing about it though, Dr. Haughton, is this begs to question, why is it that, what is going to happen when, as you say, the NIDS come on now? What will happen when NIDS come on?
We have to be careful with the NIDS come on. We have to be very careful with the NIDS because, as I told you, we're living in a world now where data is the new currency.
Right.
So the persons who can access data, can access your information, they can use it, steal your identity, they can also tap into your financial resources, also use your identity to gain financial resources. And we don't think that the government is taking cybersecurity seriously. I think that they are just brushing it under the table. Like someone asked me a couple of nights ago, they don't think that this government travel. Because if they travel,
Andrew, they are Delaware now. Dr. Haughton.
Examples.
Dr. Haughton, and I can call you Dr. Haughton because you did not get an honorary doctorate. You actually go a good school, go study, and you never beg nobody for no doctorate and them turn you down either. You go school.
No, I got the British Commonwealth Scholarship to do
See the man right. The man never got them. Well, the people them there Delaware. So I don't know how is it that them don't travel in a doctor Haughton. Because we hear people calling them Dr. Brogard and is an honorary doctorate. Them never work hard feet like you. Them don't even know the protocol.
I mean, in Jamaica, everyone can call themselves what they may, but everyone know exactly who they are. So it's not a title, it's a way of life. It's a way of thinking, and it's an approach towards problem solving. And that's the problem. A lot of people in Jamaica, they belittle the PhD and say that it means poor, hungry, and distressed. But at the same time, they want to be called that and this without actually working for it. No problem. You can call anyone what you want to call them. But when it comes to serious discourse, when it comes to a conversation, then you will know exactly who are the researchers and who are the problem solvers.
That is it.
And that is what a PhD affords you, the ability to analyze, which gather, analyze, and present data in whatever format you want to show it. So I have students who are non-PhD students but are brilliant nonetheless. They have the ability to conduct research, and they have been contributing towards enhancing the overall approach to research, not just in Jamaica but all across the world. I'm not caught up in the name thing. I'm caught up in what do we need to do to move a nation of such remarkable people forward. Let me give you an example, Tamu. When I went to Brazil, right, I saw the gas stations in the middle of the road. So if you are going left, you can turn in the gas station. If you're going the opposite direction, you can turn in the gas station. You don't have to go to the stoplight and make a U-turn because the gas station is on the other side, or whatever the case may be. And I was startled because I'm saying, I never thought of that. And it's just through observing it that I realized that leaders across the world are doing simple things and solving big problems.
That is right.
You know, the beaches in Brazil is another thing. The beaches are open access to everyone, right? And when you're there, there is no hotel that can monopolize a particular beach. There is no person there to bribe the government to say, oh, we don't want black people on our beaches because black people are bad.
Just last night. Just last night.
The beaches are open to everyone, and the tourists get to interact with the natives, and they get to learn the culture while there.
Exactly.
And I think that a country like Jamaica, everyone comes not just to be quarantined as if they are prisoners.
Exactly.
Living a good life, but they come to learn and be a part of the general culture, and the beaches play an important role. Take Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay, for example. It was a public beach. You could go there any time of night, any time of day. We used to play football there, but now the government has taken it over, and they close the beach very early and close the park very early. So if you leave work at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, you want to walk and hear some waves and, you know, just clear your mind.
One second, Andre, they said that it's echoing. Give me a second, Andre, they said that it's echoing. Let me turn down the volume on this thing a little. Let me see if it's better. Alright, go ahead now.
Yeah, man. We could have played football in the night. We could have walked the beach at night. We could have done so many things.
I remember those days.
Football field, build a one basketball court that you have to rent to use. Build a park for the kids that they have to pay to use, and it's a public space. And these are the things that we have to speak about, because this government is not a government for the people. And we keep seeing instances where the things they implement, the type of things they do, are incongruent with creating a peace of mind. And they speak about mental health. What are they doing to enhance the mental health or to prevent breakdown of many people?
Yeah, you know, that beach thing is something that touch home to us, because just last night on the program, Dr. Ryan Simpson, who was my guest, shared that less than 1% of our beaches are available to us.
Can you imagine?
That's crazy. 1%. You know? Anyway, this thing now is very serious in terms of the just the data protection. The data protection. I mean, do you know what steps, I'm just throwing this out there. Do you know what steps the government has been taken to secure our data? Have you been in dialogue with any of them?
I think that is people have been taking any steps, I think that is people definitely have forgotten about what is important. And I think that we need to begin to look at what they're doing and to see how best we can, one, understand what they're trying to accomplish, and two, make suggestions to them, because even though they are doctors and doctorates and whatever, I don't think that they are very clever people.
They're not.
So sometimes you have to assist, you have to help out. You can't just leave it up to them to make the decisions for you. You have to be the ones to contribute. I think we need to conduct security audits. We need immediate audits of all government systems and networks to pinpoint weaknesses. And this is fundamental because these weaknesses are important for us to think about. I think we need to establish security standards, cybersecurity standards. We need to implement uniform security protocols across all government ministries and agencies, departments, and so on. We need to support eGov, right? We need to ensure sufficient funding for national IT authority to enhance their ability to contribute towards national security. Remember, security is not just a physical body alone. You know, there are a lot of people living inside their homes and they have their avatars running up and down on the computer, working, doing activities in Roblox, building houses on the internet. Last week I bought a pool for a house that my daughter built.
Wow.
In Roblox, and we use real money. So I'm showing real money. So I'm showing you that people are now in a new world. The metaverse is taking off.
Yes.
And people are now beginning to find out that sometimes they can enjoy their lives without going outdoors. They can still
without interacting with real people.
Because they are interacting with avatars, and it gives you the ability to be who you want to be. So you can change your hairstyle, you can change your whole persona, you can do whatever the case may be. I think the government need to promote more collaboration, enhance partnerships among government bodies, among private sector entities, and also gain international support, because this is important. I mean, a lot of countries rely on Jamaica for entertainment, rely on Jamaica for services, and I think that a lot of countries will be willing to assist us where we fall off. It's just the willingness of the government. I think that we are not so adept to moving in a digital way, because the non-digitalization of a lot of things in Jamaica contributes or facilitates a lot of the corruption that
exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
That is why a lot of people are reluctant to push for us to increase the overall digital economy domestically. Education and public awareness is going to become important. We need to initiate widespread cybersecurity education. We cannot just toss it under the mat and make it appear as if it's a scenario where cybersecurity is irrelevant and the computer is just a toy. The computer is not a toy, and the Internet of Things is now becoming a bigger economy than stronger regulatory framework. And because in Parliament it's 49 to 14, they tend to overpower us where a lot of the decision making is concerned. And a lot of people don't understand how countries are governed, right? They believe that any law that is passed is just a law, it doesn't mean anything. But laws are what determine who has rights and who don't. Laws are what determine who can do what. And I think that we need to approach it in such a way where everyone begins to benefit from what we are doing and what we have to offer, and how we move together to create this digital economy as a country.
Oh boy, that is a lot to unpack, because first and foremost, who is your counterpart in the government?
There are so many of them.
Yeah, because I can't, and the only person who I seem to remember is this new senator, Dr. Dana Morris Dixon.
Yeah, so Dana is a part of it, and then Darrell Vaz is a part of it. Darrell Vaz is a part of it, and then Arbin Hill is a part of it. I am Science, Technology, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship.
Right.
Darrell Vaz
is Science and Technology.
Science, Technology, and Innovation. So the entrepreneurship aspect of it
was
left off of his portfolio, and then they now move the technology part to Dana. So now I'm shadowing both persons. But I'm not seeing anything significant being done. I have a task force of capable, able-bodied, a lot of entrepreneurs, some ambassadors, and some Silicon Valley tech persons who have made a fortune from raising funds and developing technological products and so on. And we are creating a blueprint to make sure that when we get into power, we know exactly how we're going to move forward in terms of creating the right atmosphere for Jamaica to enhance its overall foundation of science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. When you look at it, Kamla, not much is being done. Jamaica has a science, technology, and innovation roadmap, but all it does is praise fiction, things that are not being done. So this government is very good at writing stuff, telling stuff in the papers about we plan to do this, we want to create this, but there are no timelines as to by when we plan to execute this. There is no Gantt chart as to what we hope to achieve in this 3 months versus what we hope to achieve in 6 months versus what we hope to achieve in a year or what we hope to achieve in 5 years. And I think that in order for us to move forward, we definitely have to begin to think about what do we hope to achieve as a country and set specific timelines and targets so that we can have measurable benchmarks that we are working towards. And I think that is what separates us from them. And countries who have been able to advance, who have been able to increase the value of technology, who have been able to innovate their way towards economic development, these countries put in place timelines, and they are not creating fictitious arguments in pamphlets and papers just to look good.
One of the biggest issues I find, Dr. Haughton, is that we are not educating our children in terms of keeping up with digitization. You understand? Making
children, they are keeping up whether or not we educate them.
Well,
they're the ones who need to educate us. I was trying
to one point, but then how no? Because there's a gap, because I hear these government members saying that our young people are not skilled enough, right, to take up the jobs that are now available, because as we go along, more jobs will require all of this digital knowledge. Yeah, as you say, I agree with you, a lot of them know things, right? But why is it that we can't? I realized that somebody else was showing you.
Yeah, man, TikTok confusing. I'm seeing all these buttons here and there.
And she come figure it out for you.
Like, I need to do a course in TikTok.
But how do we know? Because the children know these things. But how?
It comes natural to them. And they have been used, they have experience in it more than we do.
So why is it that we prefer as a nation now to employ foreigners to come here and do the things where Jamaican kids can do? Because that is what I'm seeing happening now.
Remember, Jamaica has a long history with slavery.
Yeah.
Where the bulk of the population participate in mediocre jobs for less than our minimum wage.
That is true.
While foreigners come and they get the higher paying job and they are the real entrepreneurs, right?
Yep.
So that sort of thinking has rolled over into modern day, where concessions and waivers are given to foreigners who come here, but domestic Jamaicans who want to enhance their own business possibilities are restrained and bombarded by a host of bureaucracy, a host of initial taxes in the first year, and a host of other requirements that foreigners are not necessarily required to participate in.
Startup.
You need a holistic restructuring of many things. I think that a lot of the laws, a lot of the constitutional elements are restraining us as a people. And I think that unless we begin to start to think about freedom, start to think about our fellow Jamaicans as being decent, upstanding citizens instead of belittling their efforts and trying to be the man. Because that is what I realize has been happening across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Everybody wants to be the Don. Everybody wants to say, I am better than that person. I have more money than that person. I have more status than that person. And these are the things that create the universal divide. And now more than ever, it is important for us to realize that in Jamaica, uptown, downtown country, we all have to get along.
Exactly.
And in that process of getting along, we have to begin to appreciate the relevance and importance of every single individual. And when we begin to appreciate the relevance and importance of every individual, we start having a general self-worth for ourselves and realize that within the construct of nature, there are many different diverse facets and many people with different assets, but we all come together to create a reasonable society that advances based on our own discretion and appreciation for collective development.
Boy, that is really a mouthful. I don't even know how to unpack all of this. The bottom line though is, Dr. Haughton, just to move back to the core argument that we were having, the core discussion, because you see the thing with your portfolio is so wide. That's how we know say you're a brainiac, because your portfolio is so wide, it can carry you anywhere.
Yeah, it's a broad portfolio, man. What I've had to do is to try.
My head that hurt me just to think about
break
it.
up in different aspects. So within my task force, we have different committees. So I have one committee that looks at entrepreneurship issues, and these issues are far and wide. I mean, we have to meet with the Jamaica Small Business Association to unpack everything and to put the measures in place. That means when we get into government, it's not a scramble and a race to see what we need to get done. We have everything laid out for the 5 years that we'll be in government. We have another committee that looks specifically at science and technology, and their focus is really to see how we can advance science and tech. And science and tech is really broad,
Very broad.
Very, very broad. But prime among our discussions is the ability to solve the water problem through science and technology, and solve the energy crisis through science and technology. And we believe that if we are able to tackle those issues head on up front, then we'll solve half of Jamaica's problem. Because half of our problem.
So you believe you can solve the water problem through your ministry?
We have a role to play.
Okay.
I mean, currently in Montego Bay, we get a lot of the water from the Great River, and the method by which they are cleansing the water is an archaic method. There's a new formula called polyaluminum chloride, and your listeners can go and research it. This allows these reservoirs that we get the river waters to store in to produce 30% above capacity. So the same amount of water going in now, it may improve it by 30%, and that's just one solution, right? There are many other solutions. Hydroelectric energy is going to become important for the future. Solar energy, also through technology, we are looking at cheap, innovative ways to bring solar to Jamaica. We are looking at ways where we can get solar to the marginalized people. There are some solar tapes that are now being created in China. What I mean by tapes is that instead of creating the glass, this big glass thing that's heavy, and you just buy a roll of tape and roll it out on your ceiling, and that collects the solar energy and feeds that to your system. So, and these are cheaper alternatives to what exists. So we are exploring with these alternatives to see how best now we can provide reasonable policies that can give Jamaica the opportunity to benefit from them. Innovation is very, very, very wide.
You just was talking about innovation a while ago.
This show on TikTok is an innovation.
Yep.
Right? Us having this conversation on TikTok is an innovation. So we had to separate, because technology is innovation, but innovation is a little bit broader than just science and technology. So it's like your vegetables, carrot is a vegetable, but vegetables are also cabbage, also callaloo, and so on and so forth. So the innovation aspect of it is very broad. And what we are saying is that, and this is, I've been calling for this from ever since I was in Parliament, for us to have an innovation fund, a technology, just as though we have Jamaica tourism fund, tourism enhancement fund. We want to have an innovation fund where people now can have access to capital to enhance whatever innovation we believe can assist the country to move forward. So that is what we want to do. That is very important. Another important aspect of what we are trying to do is to see how we can measure technology as an industry in our GDP. In the 1950, technology represents 0% of China's GDP.
Right.
Today, technology represents 38% of China's GDP. Tourism is the biggest percentage in Jamaica, about 35%, when you include all the backward and forward linkages. We live in a technological era. We don't live in a tourism era. Tourism just exists everywhere. So even if we want to provide tourism, there are technological advancements that allow you to provide tourism at a cheaper cost to people coming in, at a more comfortable way, where people have no access at their fingertips, a lot of technologically advanced instruments that can make their stay here in Jamaica even better off. So a lot of these things, we are looking at a host of examples, what they're doing in Costa Rica, what they're doing in Singapore, what they're doing in Bahrain, and these countries to improve the value of technology and also the measure of technology towards your overall GDP. Now I want to speak about something.
Go ahead.
Currently in Jamaica, our unemployment rate is about 4%.
So them say,
that's what they say. In economics, this means that you have exhausted all your labor capacity, right? Now, goods are produced in two ways, through what is called your intensive margin, when you add more resources to the productive process, you employ more people, right? And you buy more machinery, or through what is called your extensive margin, where you make the additional people more productive. And because we have exhausted our intensive margin, we now have to look at how we explore the extensive margin, which is the productivity of our people. I have a book, my latest book on overcoming productivity challenges in small countries, speaks to a lot of these issues. But
you need to put up a book so we can see it, man.
I don't have it with me. I can go and check it out on Amazon. It's overcoming productivity. I'm aware UAE now. I'm not in Jamaica.
Yeah, I know.
Overcoming productivity challenges in small countries. It's a blue and white book.
All right.
Next time, because
I am going to use, because we do a lot of studying, you know.
Talking about cyber issues. I'll come back to discuss the book
Definitely.
and to discuss a industry approach towards overcoming productivity challenges. So the extensive margin is now our hope. If you have a government, and I told them before, and I'll continue to tell them, if you have a government that is focusing on job creation, they can create so many menial jobs to absorb all their people, and GDP will not grow.
That's it.
Let me repeat.
GDP can grow.
That is focusing on job creation, they can create as many jobs as possible, but GDP will not grow. And there are a lot of companies in Jamaica who hire more people, and the more people they hire, they still produce the same amount. So they have negative intensive
Is
margins.
the quality of the employees.
Negative intensive margins. You notice in America and these places you have to pump your own gas.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody
No,
pumping gas.
exactly.
Because the value of that job to them is not worth it for them to hire someone to pump your gas. In America and these countries, you know that you have to pack your own bags.
Yep.
You also have to cash your own food.
Yeah.
You pack by the machine.
You cash your own food,
And you
yes.
see the total
Walmart.
and you swipe your card
Self.
and you go.
Yep.
Because the value of these jobs doesn't make sense for you to hire people to do them. They have people doing more productive jobs
Exactly.
that can contribute. And this is the way we have to think as a country. This is the way we have to think as leaders. And many people in Jamaica, because they are caught up in the rhetoric, because they are caught up in, you know, him can't make a difference, or she can't make a difference, or this is just the government, or, you know, they don't understand that countries change through the leadership that is afforded to them.
Amen.
Countries improve and evolve because they have leaders who make the sacrifice throughout the course of history to put them on a proper developmental path through positive examples. And because we have so many negative examples from leaders over the years, we tend to forget that leadership should be a positive, uplifting thing. And these bunch of followers that we call Jamaicans who wake up every day and follow the rhetoric and, oh, talk him a talk, man. Oh, whatever the case may be. Oh, you know, see him not own a business. Oh, you know, see him not make no 10 billion pound off a no Fortune 500 company. You have no experience.
No, you're lucky says that them saying to you, make $10 billion off of social media, you mean?
You see, in every country, there are three groups of people, three economic agents. There is the business who uses capital in a productive way. There is the household who provides labor to the business. And there is the government that is there to bridge the gap between the household and the business, so that the business does not exploit the household, as well as the household does not take the business for granted. So the government is a different entity from a businessman. So these ill-thinking Jamaicans will wake up and say, oh, he never own a business yet, so he can't be a government. Government and business are two different things. It's no, when you have these corrupt people in government, it makes you now try to second guess the value of the government.
Because they are trying to be the government and the business. This government we have trying to be both the government and the business.
Yes, they serve no.
So they are basically exploiting the household.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I don't know, but we're continuing to push the modern philosophy of thought. We're continuing to push the fact that young people now know what they want. Young people understand what is prudent, astute, positive leadership. And young people are putting themselves on the line to make sure that they provide this for generations to come. So all these old people who think that they're going into politics to thief money and they're going into politics to enrich themselves, where are they taking the money? The richest man in the world dead
and leave it. Exactly.
So what is the value of having these corrupt leaders? What is the value of supporting these leaders? They get a 5,000, you get a 10,000. What does it say for the quality of life that your child is living? What does it say for the opportunities that your child gets from the nation that
That's
they
right.
are born to? And that's a fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves.
But you see, Dr. Haughton, a lot of the questions that you pose to people, they are not educated enough to give you a good answer or think about it, because they live really and truly, in a lot of them live day to day. It's day-to-day existence. So they're not thinking that far ahead as to what kind of Jamaica their children will live to see. Just, you see, yeah, the thing with somebody like you, as well as somebody like Damian Crawford, you are forward thinking, but we have a generation of people in the here and now that they're only concerned with today and tomorrow about them don't even care about them children. So how do we combat that?
You see, chapter 2 of my book looks at what impacts our labor and total factor productivity most profoundly. And the two most important variables are human capital development, which is the level of
human
education
capital,
of the population, and the corruption. Those are the two significant variables. Across the length and breadth of Jamaica, over 60% of the people have no qualifications. Over
70%. Dr. Rosalie Hamilton just do our research, and she well, both of you in the same field. She says 70, you say 60. No qualification.
65. I mean,
yeah.
It can. My book was published in 2023.
Well, that's recent data.
Up to 2022. So since COVID, it might have increased because COVID has contributed
a lot. Yeah.
A lot of abstinence from schools.
Yeah.
So what does this mean? And it's not just about having skill and having education, right? We're talking about tertiary level skills and education.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, it's just 17% of the population have tertiary level education. 83% have no tertiary level education. We know schoolwork cannot eat. But
that is it.
As a young person growing up underprivileged, academics is the most fundamental way for you to escape poverty.
That is that is what Manley preached in the 70s.
Hear them now. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of school, him not have no degree. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard, a big school.
Exactly.
Him have the ability to get the degree, him just switch. It's like him go do a personal experience degree in a business.
They don't think of it that way.
Hear them. Bill Gates and them drop out of school. Them have resources. If you take the percentage of people who drop out of school and rich versus the percentage of people who go to school and live comfortable, are way more.
Exactly.
So we now, as well-thinking Jamaicans, have to begin to value education in such a way where we realize that it is not just about ourselves, but education comes with what we call positive externalities. You think better, you make better decision, you're less thief and corrupt, because it's like you have a bigger moral compass. You understand what I'm saying? So these are things that we have to begin to think about as leaders, and these are things that we have to begin to understand how we lead a nation of such remarkable people, Kamala.
Wow. This is a lot. I know talking to you is going to be like a mind-blowing experience, because people don't understand. I tell them all the time that you're an extremely bright person. I'm going to post, I found your book actually, I'm going to post it up. Well, you can't see it like that, but I'm going to post it up for the viewers soon, so that...
Yeah, it has 10 telling chapters. Chapter 1 dichotomizes our own situation, look at the Jamaican economy, where it is, where we have been, and where we definitely want to go. Chapter 2 looks at the overarching macroeconomic productivity issues. Chapter 3 looks at the goods industry. We look at agriculture, we look at construction, we look at mining, and so on. We look at these goods industries. We have 4 of them, right? And we look at how labor is employed in these industries. industries. And what we've realized is that outside of agriculture, we have 2 major sectors. One is the service sector, and the other is the construction sector. And the service sector is the one that employs the most people. And the all these industries are hiring more people than what they need to produce their optimum. So all these people need to filter out of these industries into technology and innovation industries in order for them to contribute towards the productivity of these firms that employ them.
But
Chapter 4 looks at the service industry, and we break it down, right? We look at the different finance and health, all these service industries to see how they employ labor. And all these service industries are hiring more labor than they need to produce their optimum. So they have excess amount of labor. Even the government, what my research shows is that the government can shed 30% of their labor.
But they know that. Them know that. You think it's something they don't know? They know.
The government can shed 30%.
You're not telling them a thing them don't know. But why would they?
And still produce at their optimum. So these are things that we have to begin to think about, and we have it in us to be able to move ourselves forward. We have it in us to understand what it takes to present to Jamaicans, to present to the world a country that is serious about the potential of its people, a country that is serious about what it has to offer to the rest of the world. And I think we have to take this very seriously.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you as an economist. You know, Jamaicans love to compare our economy with that of Singapore. What are your thoughts on this? It's like every time you hear these people them talk about where Singapore was and how we never reached there. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you see, the 1950s, we were just coming out of World War II, and at that time Jamaica was one of the most advanced countries in the world. Right downtown Kingston we had trams,
right,
like in New York and London and Canada. Jamaica was one of the first countries. As a matter of fact, Kingston had electricity before New York.
Yes.
Right? So on that foundation, we were poised as a nation to be on such a rapid growth trajectory where 20, 30 years in the future, 40, 50 years in the future, 60, 70 years in the future, the hopes that our grandparents had have been shut on. The hopes that our foreparents had have been neglected and disrespected.
That's right.
I'm currently writing a chapter for a book that Routledge has on Caribbean and Latin America. I'm writing a chapter on the political history of Jamaica, the political economy of Jamaica.
I would love to have a deeper conversation with you about this, you know.
When we embarked on our economic mission, we were seen as not just leaders of the developing world. We were seen as global leaders.
That's right.
And the conference of leaders of the Commonwealth, we talk about the Commonwealth, the conference of the leaders of the Commonwealth that took place in 1963, 1964 in Jamaica, that was attended by all the world leaders, and it took place in Jamaica, not Geneva.
What year was this, 1963?
63 or 64. I'm not going to quote the exact date.
Okay.
Since I'm aware of doing enough things. I want to tell you. It was attended by Lee Kuan Yew.
Who was at the time Singapore.
Our trajectory and our economic plan that was devised by Sir Arthur Lewis. And he went back to Singapore and implemented with perfection. While here in Jamaica, in the 60s, was our most productive time. Because at the time, tourism was booming, bauxite was booming, manufacturing was booming, and we were now on a growth trajectory.
Right.
Fast forward to the 1970s, we were hit by oil price shocks, right? And these oil price shocks tremendously destroyed our foreign currency purchasing power. That was the first time, because the Jamaican
The
dollar
oil
at the
shock,
time was valued more than
the
the US,
US.
right? It was 90 cents Jamaican to purchase a US, right? So after the shock occurred, oil price escalated. So our import basket also escalated. And the demand for our bauxite and our tourism product, because global prices increase, less tourists come in, less demand for the bauxite and so on. The income that we were getting reduced. So that was when our upward upward productivity trajectory was dismantled. So it's not as if we don't have the potential, but because we have been import dependent, as a small island developing state, we are susceptible to external shocks. So these external shocks destroyed our economy from the 70s, and even today in 2024, we have not recovered because of concurrent events. That one, our leaders did not figure out how to get us to be less import dependent. We have not embarked on an energy generating process. Petrojam is the most underproductive, worst oil refinery in the world.
But I see this government as trying to go back to heavy imports more than anything. They seem to be going in the opposite direction of what you are describing. We seem to be...
No, I mean, over the years, imports, to be honest, as a percentage of exports has been falling. 4 years ago, imports was like 5 times exports. Now it's like 3.5 times.
Okay.
It's not their fault or their doing. It's just the ability to spend by the Jamaicans, right? It's because the foreign exchange has been going up so much. When you could buy a 100 US for $100, now you have to buy 100 US for $160. So the value of what we produce, or the value of what we can, because it's not as if we're importing less, you know. No. It's just that no. We are watching what we're importing because we have less money.
Yeah.
So we have less money.
Exactly.
The value of the dollar is so bad. Because most of what we import are essential
items.
And we have to salt. When I keep my classes, Kamla, I do some simple exercise. I say, look at the clothes you're wearing. Who in the class is wearing something from Jamaica?
Nobody.
One girl stand up and wear a rough work slippers. The next girl I wear a Bridget slippers.
Yeah.
We have a class of 400 students. 2 of them have on 2 domestic blade slippers. The rest of them have on Crooks, Nike, Clarks, Wallaby,
Puma. Exactly.
Puma, etc., etc. I say, alright, your clothes. So out of all the clothes you're wearing, if you want to have on something made in Jamaica, look at your appliances at home. What's made in Jamaica? Your stove, your fridge, your laptop.
None of them.
The most is made in Jamaica, some of them better than dresser.
Yeah.
And because they can't afford the imported one up a coat or Kemlan,
them go the street side. Yep.
The tufted.
Yep.
What we call it? Catherine. Royal, you know.
Therapy. Yeah, man. We know where you talk.
Something you know, man. We advertise our team them, man.
Kemlani. The Kemlani people them.
Them as an example. As soon as them can afford it, I hit them go and buy.
True.
So me talk about now in your food, your fridge. The cheese, the this, the that. Them not have no taste the cheese like that, and the thing they're gonna be a cheddar, you know?
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? So majority of what we wear, majority of what we use, majority of what we consume, when you look at it objectively, it is not from Jamaica. No, not to say that a country needs to produce all of it. A country will never be able to produce
everything. Exactly.
Alas, but that country must be able to produce something that it barters for money to use to be able to buy what it needs. What do we produce to barter? We want to sell tomatoes by Audi. You follow me?
Yes.
So value for value in the barter system. Because remember, money is just a medium of exchange.
Amen.
Money is a medium of exchange. When you think about value for value, you have to think about what is the value of your goods you are producing versus the value of goods that we want to purchase, to consume. And that's fundamental.
Wow. This is a lot.
Migration. Migration is very bad in Jamaica. If I had 1,000 farm bread tickets a month, they'd all be gone.
True.
Because people want to leave here. And Jamaica have farming. Jamaica.
Whole heap of farm too.
They would have never think about farming out here.
But the thing is, there is no money in farming here. There is no money in farming here, especially when you find that the government wants to import fresh produce.
Yeah, we calculate the value of each industry. And the average person in Jamaica who works in agriculture works $300,000 per year. 300,000 Jamaican. The average person. I said, Jesus Christ. 300,000 Jamaican. Which is, when I break it down, I think me get must about 10,000 a week. Some of this are less.
That's crazy.
A week, less than minimum wage.
So who would want to stay in it?
We're not calculating properly. The government not calculating. We're not calculating, because if we were calculating, we would realize that we have a lot more work to do. We would realize that we have a lot more avenues to target, and that's fundamental.
But how do you think the agricultural sector could end up being more viable? I mean, what?
The whole world has changed. Jamaica agriculture suffer from two things. You want me to tell you that?
Yeah.
Bet you never get the two things with Jamaica agriculture suffer.
No, you tell me.
Flood and drought.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there, and what can we do about that, really?
Mommy, we have to store up the water for the flood, resurface it back when a drought time. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And every year the same thing happens.
Flood and drought.
Instead of finding innovative ways, we need to build 4 critical dams across the whole country.
Michael Manley.
4 critical dams across the whole country. We have a water tank. And go down to Israel, they don't have no water, go ask them how to save water out of here. Or to reverse osmosis water.
Reverse osmosis.
Land wood and water and rainfall, the whole of Mother Road, Rashida, Marcus,
everywhere. We've been talking about this.
The water they can't use, and
we can't harvest it.
The water people, crops and plants. So you see, the problem that we find ourselves in is we lack the ability to think and to evolve.
Amen.
And I don't know if I salt in our food or what. I don't know, but we severely lack the ability to think. We
lack the ability to think because we're not engaging the children young enough to. We're not engaging them in the keep thinking.
No, people are Jamaica in a bright competition.
Them bright, but them not smart. Bright and smart is two different things, you know. Critical thinking, because you're bright, your book bright don't mean you have the ability to think critically, you know, and that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Exactly.
Critical thinking is.
Come and then kill with big words.
That is it.
Words even with them themselves not understand. And them lack the ability to understand something well enough to break it down to a 3-year-old child.
Exactly.
For them. And that is knowledge.
Exactly.
That is knowledge. Knowledge is not you coming up here and
reciting the book knowledge.
Be flamboyant and trying to prove that
exactly.
I am this person.
Exactly.
Knowledge is the ability to analyze a scenario and be able to
present it in your own words.
In order for them to understand it. It's not just about your own understanding, but how you enable others to understand as well. That's fundamental.
Huh. You hit the nail on the head. There is nothing else for me to say or add. Me know say you have another engagement. Me see you still dress up. So I don't know if you have any more time.
I mean, we have to understand that we have the ability to do what we can, because Jamaicans are not just good at sports and music. Jamaicans are good at everything. And we just need the ability, we need the right leadership in order to display this capacity of personality and ability. And gradually over time, when we realize who cares and who does not, when we realize what is important, and we begin to stop thinking selfishly about our own accomplishments about the house we want to build,
That's
about
it.
the cars we want to
Individualism.
drive, how much money we need to pay off the system to be favorable to us.
Ah.
And we begin to think about the moral fabric of the country. We begin to think about how the country can advance itself in a modern way. Then I think that at that point it will be an epiphany where the entire Jamaica now will get a rude awakening, and we will begin to, it will become like Moses and the burning bush.
You see, it's so ironic that you're saying all these things, because yesterday we were talking about the power of the collective and people power, you know, because right now we in a society where, and it's not just Jamaica, the whole world, it's about the individual. Everybody is very individualist. And so, I mean, the whole of this is neoliberalism that introduced this whole concept of me, I, what's in it for me, you know. So to go back to where you are talking about, well, we see it happening now, you know, Dr. Haughton. We're seeing some societies now, including in the USA, where people realize that collective responsibility is what moves societies forward. So how do we get Jamaica back there?
We need leaders who appreciate the value of our people, and that is fundamental. And until we have leaders who value our people, that's why we're still stuck at Michael Manley as our most profound leader, because we haven't given other leaders a chance who value us. What we do is take the money from the capitalists and give them our vote.
We value things like clocks.
Because of that. And politics, like economics, like everything goes in cycles. There are boom cycles and bust cycles. And I think that Jamaica is coming out of this deprived bust cycles that the Labourites have had us in over the last 8 years. And I think that a brighter day is on its way to dawn. And I think that we know, because our backs are against the wall, as Marcus Garvey quite rightly said.
Somebody just mentioned him.
We have to now begin to think more critically and more creatively and more generously and more honestly, you know, so that Jamaica may, under God, you know, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity. These are not just words, these are real
words, sound, and power.
Participated.
You're quite right. I don't know what else to add to that. I see some of these people want to ask you questions. Do you have any more time to take a few questions?
Yeah, man, they can go ahead, man. Let's
all right. Come, comrades, let's go. Come in quickly. We do. Comrade Haughton has an engagement, so come quickly. Come ask your questions. The box open now. Waiting on the request. All right, we have the first person. That is Comrade Howard. All right, he's coming up now. Somebody asking you about the budget. How you feel about the budget? Before Comrade Howard starts.
The budget has been so redundant. It's the same thing every year. There's nothing novel about the budget. The budget is just like we're going to go to the supermarket and we're going to buy rice, flour, milk, and sugar. We're going to clean the windows on the house, so we have to buy Windex, and we're going to vacuum the floor, so we need a vacuum. There's nothing being added to the house, right? There's nothing being developed. We're not looking at how we are innovating. We're not buying any computers. We're not paying for anybody to really learn what is happening in the computer and to disseminate information. We're not building out the country's ability to earn wealth. And I think that the government's ability to create wealth has been marginalized by their approach to create jobs. So they have turned all of us into what we call the working poor.
The working, I think on this every night. The working poor.
Cannot be considered as the working poor. We have to now be considered as a group of people who want to generate wealth and to put ourselves at the forefront of global development. We can be examples too. We don't have to follow all the time. We can lead Switzerland, we can lead Sweden. We led England for so many years. So I think that we need a different approach to budgeting. I think that the Minister of Finance has been mismanaging the budget by overstating our revenues and understating the expenditures. I think that we need to begin to rid ourselves of corruption when you look at the Essex Valley project that has been going on for so many years and water problems still can't be fixed in Jamaica. When you look at Cornwall Regional Hospital that was budgeted $2 billion in the initial stanza and now it's 21 billion, so we have over 19 billion of overspending. Someone says to me, well, the scope of work changed. I said, if you plan to build a house for 2 million, and somebody said, then go add on 2 more room and it costs you 4 million, you double up the value of the house, right? You are telling me, say, your budget overstated by 1,000%.
1,000%.
That makes sense? That means you never calculate the thing right in the first place.
Or them take you for idiot. That contractor take you for an idiot.
You're deficient. You think you can go over by 100%. You think you can go over by 200%. Okay, no problem. Okay, 200% is a big number, but alright. 200% is a big number, but alright. 500%. Okay. We build 5 hospital. 500. 1,000%.
1,000%. Alright, Comrade Howard. Go ahead with your question.
Night, Dr. Haughton, night coming up.
Good night.
Why may I tell you things that look good enough? Because this government here, what we glad final, comrade, is we own TikTok, you know, and break it down for ordinary comrades. Gone are the days when time they come and they talk the fancy word in the budget. I was one of the first person who take the entire budget and see where clearly this man just give an open speech without financing in terms of all the budget of a finance, and when it said, especially the one that they were running with, every single youth can able to go to Haughton and get 13,000 per week, plus 15,000, it's a total of 67,000. And they were told in attacking 120,000. When I check it out, it would have cost 8.4 billion, right? And he did not identify that funding. And when we asked him and tell him, say, how many youths? Then we narrow it down to 30 per constituency. And until this day, not a single word we hear about the project, right? And when we talk about, in terms of corruption, water price, we don't really have a water problem in our comrades. So if we look at Sandy Gully and Riverton, right? That is the source of the water. All they have to do is remove the landfill and create a mega dam that can last for the next 200 to 300 years, and we have to think big. And that is it. Jamaicans only think that in Kingston is Jamaica, you know. No.
Yeah.
We want to reform. And the next thing again, what we have.
That is right.
That is right, comrade. So when the PNP put all of these things, they don't look at it, and from that same hydrogen that we done created from that dam, we can generate electricity. All we need to do is pump the water into one section and keep it and recycle it, and then you get both electricity and you solve the water problem. The next thing we have
one statement over that.
Hoover.
The Senate will research over that.
They agree, and then our over dam is the same Riverton landfill. Remove the dam.
As I said,
you have so much different places you can put that, even more in central.
Supply the western side of the island, the south side of the island, and the north side of the island.
And then now, when you capture the water from the Sandy Gully and treat it, you control our environment by having those tons and millions of gallons of water go to waste. And the next thing again, that before Comrade Richards can come in, Dr. Haughton, is are we looking seriously at the BPO and look at the impact of artificial intelligence, right? We don't learn nothing from sugar, we don't learn nothing from backside, we don't learn nothing from where the highway has destroyed the Melrose bypass and those smiling community, porous and all of those places where you have a vibrant economy, and you use the highway and you kill those villages.
Kill all of them.
Right? Sooner or later, they will be in the car center.
Profound. We tend to be reactive with policy rather than proactive.
Thanks, Comrade Howard.
We have those issues being dealt with and addressed. And if and when we come into government, it's going to be a totally different ball game where these issues are concerned. Thanks again for the comments.
Thanks, Comrade Howard.
And we all have to continue to work together to create the change that we want to see.
Definitely. Comrade Hugh, your turn.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, Comrade.
Good evening, you. How things?
Well, I'm blessed up in that. Here more, I have three questions more after me like you answer them for me, please. First one. How would a well-regulated, well-supported ganja industry benefit the economy of Jamaica? The first one.
You want me to answer them one at a time, or you want to try them one time? I answer them one at a time. Research shows that if Jamaica was to use this ganja industry most profoundly, then we can generate per annum 11.1 billion US dollars from the primary product alone, which is 75% of our GDP. So if Jamaica really wants to grow, then Jamaica has no choice but to properly engage the ganja industry. As a matter of fact, I'm coming out of politics because of ganja.
Talking things.
Mash up in 2018, 2019, and we decide, say, say, somebody have to sacrifice themselves and going out to really make the changes that we really need to see. So you're on point. And you understand fundamentally what is value. The ganja industry, ganja is the only product that you can get it from $5,000 a pound to $500,000 a pound. There's no other product in Jamaica that you can get for $5,000 a pound, let alone $500,000 a pound. So it has significant value. Why plant tomato that
Exactly.
value $150 a pound, and it takes the same 3 months to grow, same amount of care, same amount of effort, same amount of nutrients? We're talking about value, and we have to value ourselves and value our output.
Thanks. Next one now. There's a question more asked. The fact that the government said they have 7 years of no new tax. Because the first year their government, they have to put in $33 billion to offset the 1.5. Is it the fact that because the PMP are doing the heavy lifting and set the trajectory for the tax? Because if the PMP wasn't poor, it would be the same 7 year or 8 without no new tax, ain't it?
Yeah, man, it will be the similar thing because from 2013 to 2015, a lot of the foundation was laid through what is called the fiscal rules.
Yeah.
So the fiscal rules basically stipulate how the government can spend and what they can spend on, and they can't spend excessively like they used to back in the day. So those fiscal rules were laid out to govern how we spend and how we receive funds and the primary surplus that we use to pay the debt. So all that was already in place. So that's nothing for them.
So it's no miracle of Niger class. So it's not a miracle of Niger class.
Yeah, man, it better they brag that because they are becoming more efficient, they are using the same tax percentages and getting more tax. Better they are using that to brag.
Exactly. Once they are all right. This one I want to say now. I hear some libertarians say, Mr. Siaga bringing art. But is it the fact that Mr. Siaga bringing art? Yes. But is it the PMP government who bring art to it is today? Meaning this is art society training college.
I think
that a fact?
Jamaica has been blessed with leaders who, to some extent, some of them try to present themselves in a developmental way. But because of many local as well as international shocks negatively and handicaps and the lack of understanding of a collective of people and their potential by majority of our leaders. Remember, we come under a lot of global sabotage.
Amen. I was waiting for you to bring that up because especially when I asked you about Singapore versus Jamaica, I wanted you to bring up that part. We did come under a lot of sabotage.
Yeah, man, and that's why I disguised it under the whole auspices of the price shocks, the oil price shocks, because those were the most fundamental economic shocks, right? I didn't talk about the collapse of our agricultural industry through sabotage. I didn't talk about the collapse of the bauxite industry through sabotage. I didn't talk about the collapse of the manufacturing free zone industry.
Amen.
Through
sabotage.
And we have to.
I'll lose my case over that. So I'll just left to somebody else.
All right, thanks you. All right. Jordan Williams, your turn.
Yes, Comrade Kamel, good night everybody on the panel.
Good night.
Comrade, now I want to ask you about the level of poverty in Jamaica. We seem to can't get to the statistic from the PIOG and that, or the Statistical Institute has been politicized in terms of the census. So we want to get an understanding. What is your estimation on the level of poverty?
Estimate, to be honest with you, we take too much money, man. I have to spend all the money I give people for go buy food. I can't ask them no question, but just give them.
Oh God.
You get me? I'm not really like one, you know, make them feel a way like me a quiz out their life.
Nice.
Yes,
I was parents and hungry or whatever, but just give them money for buy food, man. I can't really go across the whole of length and breadth of Jamaica. See, I started try the other day, and nobody no want answer no question. Nobody no really want disclose them information, because some people kind of feel a way too. If I tell about how bad their life is, so it's like we can see it on a day-to-day basis. You understand what I mean? We can see say genuinely enough people now have it, and that's why most people want to leave to go to America, because they think it's a better road. And American people, I just have a conversation with one of my good friend. Man saying, come to Jamaica, Jamaica so nice. You feel like you would have run off. And the man saying, well, run off back way. Man say,
give him a month. Give him 1 month.
So the whole idea is that we don't have to calculate the specific poverty numbers to realize that Jamaica need a holistic change in our approach towards national development. Yeah. And it is these government ministries, department and agencies' responsibility to stop playing with the numbers and using the numbers for politics.
That's
and
right.
read with the international organizations about exactly what is taking place. A single individual like Dr. Haughton will not be able to go across the length of Greater Jamaica and calculate the value of poverty for the government can debate or debate not.
Our next question to you, Comrade. The Jamaican government has been praising and singing that they carry the debt to GDP rate going down. But when we look at the developed world, we're seeing that the debt to GDP levels are going up, but they're going by large percentages. So why is Jamaica seem to be paying more on the debt, but not going the economy, penetrating and paying down the debt instead of growing the economy?
Good question.
The commercial banks in Jamaica are more willing to lend you money to buy a vehicle than they are to lend you money to buy investment instruments like machinery and so on to grow. So debt is accumulated on the premise of consumption rather than on the premise of development and productive advancement. Right. And economics is very simple. Once you understand it, right, you live it. And that is why some people think they have a PhD in economics, because they live it on a day-to-day basis. But it's true understanding of the processes and the relay mechanism of funds. And that was just it on a micro level. When you take it on a national level now, right? You have a country like Japan who is well advanced and their debt to GDP ratio is 200%.
That's right.
You understand? It's because of the fact that a lot of these leaders in this developed world have been so corrupt. They borrow and steal rather than borrow and invest. And this is why the international organizations believe that you can't manage either, because you borrow to full of
pocket.
Develop. And that is why some countries have to borrow less, because if you have a man, I borrow to eat, I borrow to buy champagne, I borrow to go to a hotel, I borrow to do this. Him not to borrow, man.
Quite right. It makes sense.
Doctor, shouldn't we be penetrating and growth more than paying down the debt? Shouldn't that be the full focus of the government, growing the economy more than penetrating, paying down the debt overall?
You see, things that are not inside your capacity, they are not inside your ability.
True.
So it makes it difficult for you to focus on something that you're incapable of doing. And this government is incapable of growing the country. They wanted to grow the country 5% in 4 years.
5 in 4.
We're still going at 1% in 8 years.
Well, you see, they counted the recovery, they counted the economic recovery as growth, remember that.
That can't count, man. That just bounce back, man.
I know the recovery.
Sense, man.
All right, Jack, you're up. This Jack.
Yeah, good night, comrade. Good night.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
Jack.
Yes, Mr. Ann.
Go ahead, Jack.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with this ganja thing there, see?
Yes.
How fruitful it is for Jamaica to be successful. Because, remember, before we left Jamaica, come in America now. I was down in Jamaica at this morning. We know this from longer time. This being a center for name, the ballad one, we know I'm calling here.
Yes.
Ganja farm in a center, you know.
Okay.
In a Landway region down now and part the way. Clearly more did have control and piece of it. And them have ganja farm and them alone have make the money. You want the one from Portland. I'm spending all the time around a center mass. And that's why
The first thing I guess would be the decriminalizing ganja in terms of at a large scale, because every day.
Remember, we're the only party who take the industry serious.
Exactly.
That's why I'm very happy that Mark Haughton is our leader, because he too understands the value of this.
Exactly.
And he's doing a lot of work since 2011. He's doing a lot of work to bring the industry where it is. And Jamaican people were so ungrateful that they voted us out. And then this is what we get. So, you spread a bit of the lane out, as my mother said.
I think they don't understand the value of what Mark Golding and the PNP has done in terms of the whole. I don't think they understand.
I don't know them labor right.
From Manly days, you know, him Manly teach we and tell we, say, plant,
Eat what you grow what you eat.
Alright. And then I take it, them say a communist Manly I bring in.
That's right. Jack, mute so Dr. Haughton can answer you.
So, we have to pick some products that we can produce at high value. When Jamaica was wealthy, you know what created wealth in Jamaica? When we were the pearl of the Antilles.
Same ganja.
We got wealth from 3 products.
Sugar cane,
tobacco, and cotton. 3 products. Sugar cane, tobacco, and cotton. 3 products. Now, we want to make 1 million products. We feel so we can make everything. We cannot make everything.
True.
We make what we can make at high value, sell it, get the money, and buy what we want. And that is how we need to view economics as economics. Because that is what economics is, resource allocation. How you use the resources to the best of their ability. Not how you try to create a facade and present yourself as if you are trying to do everything.
Yeah. Any more questions, Jack?
More.
About
the cash industry. That again where the Prime Minister still to my
You're watching my status, Kamla, and my broadcast when I shared last week the top 15 top coffee producers in the world. Jamaica is not one of them.
No, we're not. Definitely not. We fall out of that long time.
And we have the best coffee.
Yeah, well, that's a niche market. Blue Mountain coffee is a niche that is very expensive, and not, the regular coffee drinkers can't afford it. So our coffee mostly go to Japan, you understand, and a few other places, but it's considered a niche product, that a high-end product that most people can't afford. It's a luxury item. Am I right, Dr. Haughton?
Coffee, like many other industries in Jamaica, has been politicized. Until we have the right leadership to fix many of these industries, then it's gonna be talk shop.
Exactly.
We need the right leadership. Leaders who care about distribution of wealth across this great nation.
Exactly. I'm glad you bring up the distribution of wealth, because what they're doing is leaving out the coffee farmers out of the equation. So there's no incentive to produce the coffee, you know, because the coffee farmers are not earning much from it.
No, because I have like nearly 7 acres of coffee in Jamaica right now.
Yes, how much do you get paid per box?
There you go.
People from Costa Rica, they get paid a connoisseur price.
Well, I believe a connoisseur or a canawell or what it is, no boss. It was. Before I was not getting nothing for the coffee in St. Thomas or St. Andrew. You know the coffee area in Jamaica?
The coffee belt, yeah. Eastern, St. Andrew, Portland, and St. Thomas.
Yeah, I think it's $8,000. I have to pay a person $2,000
To pick them.
So, you know, this farmer.
How long it takes to grow?
For planting it to the stage where it take like 20 months.
Wow.
So you plant you over every minute or a beer back.
Yes. Alright, when you plant it one time, the tree, as long as you keep it clean and take care of it, it's there.
How often the tree beer? That one. How often?
Yeah, one time a year.
Oh, one time a year. So you
Yeah.
$1,000 per box one time a year. How much tree take to make a box?
Well, depends on how beer, because like 2-3 can be a box or more.
How much tree it take to make a box?
It's a two to 3 trees.
3, it depends on the amount of beer you get. If you take care of the coffee, a tree can give you a box, you know. The original prime of beering, it can 1 tree can give you a box.
Good evening, Janet Jones.
The farmer,
How much tree you can per acre?
900.
900 tree per acre.
Yeah.
That means you can get
More than that.
2 tree per box. You get 450 bucks per acre.
Yeah, call it that.
Okay.
So it's no, you can make a living off of it, you know, but it's not there right now. Before Andrew Hall is coming up, you know, coffee was like 50,000 per box.
I remember, yeah. It was 15,000 per box.
It dropped right down to 3,000, and from it dropped to 3,000, it's not past 8.
And it only came back up because the farmers were complaining so much. We're not hearing you clearly, Dr. Haughton. All right, somebody want to know, Jackie, have any more questions? All right, I'm going to disconnect you out the box because the feedback. All right. Exactly. Somebody is asking, how is it possible to make Jamaica a manufacturing powerhouse? And if the answer, the person asking, is it possible to make Jamaica a manufacturing powerhouse? And if the answer is yes, how can we go about making so? This question is coming from over on YouTube.
Okay. Why a manufacturing powerhouse? Singapore and Jamaica create export a container of cheese. Right? The value of the container of cheese that Jamaica export.
Your volume has dropped, Dr. Haughton. I don't know what you have done different. Your volume dropped right down. Go ahead. A little better.
Singapore and Jamaica both export a container of cheese. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, man. The value of the chips that Jamaica export, 1 million US. The value of the chips that Singapore export, 50 million US. Jamaica export a container of banana chips. Singapore export a container of microchips.
Yep.
So manufacturing and powerhouse is about what you are manufacturing. If you are manufacturing of the whole country, if you are manufacturing goods that have no value.
No value.
then
Low value goods.
have no value.
Low tech environment, as you like to say.
We have to begin to look at goods that, when manufactured and exported, is liquor so,
Mm-hmm.
but the value so.
So, true.
Instead of we are export some goods where big so, but the
And
value
value
so.
so. Yeah.
Manufacturing is going to come from our ability to produce electricity at a cheaper rate.
That's right.
We have to begin to look at how we generate electricity and how we renegotiate the terms and conditions of the electricity providers across the country, because the contracts that these politicians have signed over the years have been, oh my God.
Makes no
So
sense.
we have to think these things, and we have to have leaders who understand sovereign development, sovereign nationality, sovereignty. That's very critical for us as a people. Very, very critical.
Somebody suggesting that we start putting in the solar, like a national solar plan.
I have a team researching that as we speak. Remember, we're not in power.
Yes.
So a lot of the benevolence that we really want, and the subsidies and the waivers that we really hope that we can implement to enhance the productivity of the country. We've seen this government for 8 years.
Yeah.
Almost 9. And there are no solutions. There are no solutions because there's no will. Things happen because of two things, the will and the ability. There's no will
and no
there's
ability.
Definite, not the ability. So they can go around and collect honorary doctorates now. When you open, people know who you are and what you stand for. When
That's
you walk,
right.
people know who you are and what you stand for. When you act, people know who you are and what you stand for. And these things will not change.
Somebody, Jordan again asking about the logistics hub.
We have a big plan for that.
Alright, here it is. May I hit that?
Kabla, I'll suggest that you bring Anthony Hilton. He just did his budget speech last week.
I will
So I'm
definitely
going to
reach out
suggest
to
that
him.
you reach out to him. I'll tell him also that it's important for him to come on the show.
Thank you.
And give him a little boost, and you get him to come and speak more
I
about
will.
logistics and the plans that we have in play. But we have some real good
Good
plans
plan.
in
Boy,
which
rest up yourself, you know. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us here on Politics Time. I know say you're traveling and you're busy, but I really appreciate it.
If I were in Jamaica, I would be on the road campaigning.
I know.
As I said, the politics very serious. So it's just because I'm here now, I can find
The
some time
time.
to cool off and abstract myself out of the noise
Yes.
and come to have this discussion. But we are improving on the ground, and if you don't have a seat, you don't have a say. So all the talking you have to do as opposition, if we don't win, you know.
That is right.
Like talking has become so redundant. One time every year I analyze the budget. I'm a host a big budget format
Yep.
I realize every year I wake up and discuss the same thing.
I remember when you used to do that.
So I change the gear.
Yeah.
And right down to 1 gear and left the engine a track. I run out of the car and do some other things.
I like that analogy. I love that analogy.
It's always a pleasure coming out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andre.
To your listeners as well.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourself. All right.
So is this show being recorded?
Yeah, man. It's on YouTube. We have it on YouTube. And what I normally do, I normally cut it because we're on YouTube live. But I'm gonna isolate the interview and I'll send it to you so you have a copy of it.
All right. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Kamala.
You are more than
That's
welcome. Thank you. Bless up yourself. Take care. Bye bye. That's it, listeners. Listen. That was a brilliant interview. That was an amazing interview. Believe me. When I say we are going with a bag of things, we are going with yourself, you know, we are going with yourself. I hope you learned. I definitely learned a lot. I mean, we came on, it was just wow. That's all you can say. It's like, every time I talk to Andre though, it's like, him blow my brain. After a while, you have to understand when people just too bright for you. Water with wow, Mrs. Escobar. Believe me, a whole lot of ideas. Fresh minds, fresh ideas. That's what Andre says. That's his mantra. But it was really a pleasure to be able to speak with him and for him to impart just a little bit of his plans, his ideas with you. You know, so and I know that Mrs. Escobar had Rashid on her show, who is the junior spokesperson on education, and she's also a brilliant comrade. You understand? I didn't get to listen, but I've heard her before. We have some brilliant young comrades, you know. Yeah, definitely Desmond. It was a brilliant interview. But let me tell you something. We have a bright future. PMP's future is bright. We have a lot of young comrades who are brilliant. We who are overseas must go. Yeah, man, we don't have to come vote. We don't have to come vote. We're proud of you guys in the diaspora, though. You Jamaicans in the diaspora, let me just take the time to congratulate you. You are doing a lot of things that Jamaicans are either not, they're either afraid to do, or they are not motivated to do. And I am very proud of you. I'm very proud of your organization, what you have done so far, what you've accomplished. You really and truly emulate what people power is. Yeah, man, come to vote. We're proud of you, Sotil. Me proud of you. Alright, so big up on yourself to the Jamaicans in the diaspora. Big up on yourself. And don't make bro God we go beg for him honorary degree, honorary doctorate. Try and bully you or quiet you by insulting you. Right? But big up again to Dr. Andre Haughton, the opposition spokesperson on science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Right? Rastaman Bride for Truth talk with, yeah man, let me tell you. So, you know, we don't really have much more to talk about, you know, comrades. I'm going to call it an early night. Listen to me now, and listen to me good. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And my daughter called me today and told me that she is taking me on a Mother's Day date. Right? She says she's taking me on a Mother's Day date. Right? So I am going to get myself a good, yes, Mrs. Escobar, my daughter, called me and said, Mommy, what are you doing tomorrow? Remember, she just turned 18, you know. I am taking you. All right, if I were home, I'd never be on social media. Well, Hugh, all we contribute differently. Yeah, man, that's why I'm boasting, because it is very nice of her. So, me telling her, me now stay up with her all night, because I know me love my sleep, and me have to get a good night's sleep so that I can go to brunch with my baby. Thank you very much, Young may I try to say your name? Young Sansan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, on YouTube. Thank you in advance for the Mother's Day wishes. Thank you. And to all of the comrade mothers on the live tonight, big up on yourself tomorrow. And tomorrow is our day. Yeah, tomorrow is our day. So why would I keep on mentioning this person? RJ, well, listen, I tell you, we've had this conversation before. I keep saying to you, don't call them name. The people that you're giving all of this attention to, they don't have any traction. You're not obsessed over them more than anybody else. If you go, let me ask you something, RJ88. If you go on the road now and ask just a random person who that person is, yes, so let me ask you this, she's a demon, you are a demon too, you're not sleeping in your bed at night time. First and foremost, it's two things you're supposed to be doing if you're not sleeping, you know. Two things. One start with a P and one start with a S. It's either partying and you can guess the other one. So if you're not doing it, you're certainly not supposed to be. Or you study your book then, sir. Yes, the S start with studying. The S is for studying. Since you are up at night and the S is for studying. Alright? No selling from. So therefore, when you're studying, don't pay those people no mind. You understand? Don't Jordan, it can be easy all the time. You understand? But don't pay those people no mind, because if you walk on the road now and ask anybody who names so, them no know. So don't give her Don't give her more attention than she warrant or need. Exactly, Jordan. They're just negative people. So don't give her no life blanket them no have. Boy, I don't know. Me no business cockroach, no business in a foul fight. Me know say me have my own. That's and me love my bed. Me love to sleep. So I am not going to be up all hours of the night watching no labor right and them live. I can't tell you that much. But what I can say to you, comrades, is I am very when I listen to our spokespersons, I'm very heartened. Since we started doing these interviews, I am very, very heartened. I was very impressed with Comrade Julian last week. Remember, I said last week, Saturday this time, we have Comrade Julian on, you know, and he was brilliant. And Comrade Haughton was one amazing. Yes, yes, Randine, exactly. Apples, yeah. Thank you, Apples. I see you over on YouTube tonight. You abandoned me over TikTok, you're gone on YouTube. I don't mind still. As long as you're tuning in somewhere. Whether it's YouTube or TikTok, it doesn't matter to me. I'm glad they start the YouTube so we can save. Yes, and that is why I want to have it, because I want us to be able to look back at these things. You understand? And for those of you on TikTok who not subscribed to my YouTube yet, please go and subscribe to my YouTube. I am trying to build up my YouTube channel. Yeah, man, them right. And we're going to have some more. We're looking to carry on the justice team, the spokespeople on justice. We're in dialogue with them right now, and so early next week we're going to carry the team of the justice spokespersons on, which includes the opposition spokesperson on justice, the deputy spokesperson on justice, as well as the junior spokesperson on justice. We're working on that now. And a lot of you don't realize that the junior spokesperson on justice is normally among you in the nights watching the live. You know, she's always commenting. A lot of you don't realize. You understand? Yeah, man, we were supposed... Health will be on Monday, RJ. Health will be on Monday. It was supposed to be tonight, but... Yeah, man. Yes, Lady Andreas. Serious platform. But the health was supposed to be tonight, but there was an unforeseen emergency with both of them. You understand? So Comrade Jesse James Clark will be our guest on Monday. Right? I'm working on something for tomorrow. Not sure yet, but I know that Jesse James Clark will be on Monday. Hopefully we'll have the justice team for Tuesday. Wednesday we will return to Comrade Asamba. Alright? So this week coming is a power-packed week, and I am going to, to put up Comrade Haughton's book for you. I'm going to post up Comrade Haughton's book for you. I found it already. I'm going to post it up on, I'm going to post the link on my blog. So those of you who are interested in purchasing his book, I'm going to put it up on my blog. And of course you access the blog through my link tree. I need to put up the link tree on YouTube too. YouTube may soon put up a link tree, but I'm going to put up the link tree on so that the link tree is already on my TikTok. So just click on the link tree in my bio. I'm going to put up the book for you. All right, so that you have it. Yeah, man, Twitch. You can DM or WhatsApp me, Twitch. WhatsApp me. Here and I have the same. Apples, you are Haughton as well. Nice. I did not know that. I did not. Or is Jesse James you're talking? Which one? Apples James. Jesse James Clark. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Who is the junior justice spokesperson? Shari Henry. And normally Shari is on this live. I bet you didn't know that. She goes by the name Shari Melanin. You understand? That is the junior spokesperson. And the deputy is Patrick Peterkin, who was on with Dre this morning, I believe. And then Donna Scott Motley is the spokesperson. You understand? So that's the team. You understand? Any other questions, any other comments? Because as me say, we are going to wrap it up. Tomorrow I won't be on tomorrow. Let me just tell you all from now. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. You hear me talking about tomorrow? There will be no live tomorrow, comrades. I don't know what my family have planned for me, so I'm not going to make any commitments to come live. I don't want to tell you, say I'm going to come live and then them kidnap me and carry me go woy and me can't come back in time. So, oh, you're Haughton, Apple? You're Haughton. Okay. Nice. Yeah, man, I'm going to get some rest, Lady Andrea. So, we are going to come back again on Monday at 6:30. And at that time, we will definitely have Jesse James Clark. Right? Yeah, man, I'll be resting tomorrow. I'll be in Jamaica for the election. Yes, Doreen, make sure. Right? So, comrades, make I find the trumpet for you, and then we call it a night. See? Let me just find it for y'all. Jamaica arise. Remember, in the meantime, though, comrades, find me on all social platforms. If you want to be to get broadcast messages from me on WhatsApp, remember to send me your number. Right? I posted my phone number on the YouTube because you can't really. You don't have YouTube Messenger. I don't know about it, but follow me on Twitter, Kamla the Right Mango. Follow me on Facebook, Kamla the Right Mango. Follow me on Instagram, Kamla the Right Mango. Follow me on subscribe to YouTube, Kamla the Right Mango. And of course, TikTok is the Right Mango. TikTok is the only one that don't have Kamla on it. Alright, so stand attention now. Let us kick off the day.
The trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, so awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to
Good night, comrades. Take care of yourself. Big up on yourself. For all the mothers, again, enjoy the Mother's Day tomorrow. Take care of the mothers for Mother's Day tomorrow, comrades. All the fathers on here.